This surfer likes it tubular.
I'm always looking to get some, and she never is.
Maybe if I had something to look forward to.
His girlfriend likes it cellular.
I'd like her to get off that damn cell phone.
So he went manual on his blind date.
I was rubbing her a little bit. She was kind of sore from the mountains.
You were rubbing her, were ya?
After her blind date,
Looks like Sugar Ray. Listen to John Lennon over here.
answered the call.
We were together for 8 hours. I didn't even know she had a cell phone until she pulled it out.
Will they have a change of heart?
Welcome to Change of Heart. Today's couple, well, they've known each other since he dated her older sister and she was just a pesky tag-along. They became co-workers years later and everyone thought they were a couple. So he said, let's give him something to talk about. He kissed her ear and friendship turned into courtship 4 months ago. So please welcome Dana Kramer and Josh Miller. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And Josh, explain why you started with a kiss on the ear instead of a kiss on the mouth.
Well, basically, I went in for the kiss on the mouth, but she turned at the last moment, didn't know I was going for it. And I nailed her right in the ear. But then we really kissed, and I realized that it was something good going on there.
Something really special.
Oh, yeah.
So, Dana, you guys have known each other for a while now. Have you learned something about Josh that you actually wish you didn't know?
Josh is a filthy pig, and he always has sand in his ass. He goes to the beach, and he doesn't shower.
There's
he doesn't
showers
use soap.
at the beach.
I don't remember the last
you
time
rinse
he
off.
washed
Totally,
his hair.
there's totally showers at the beach.
When's the last time you
good.
washed your hair, Josh?
I wash my hair every time
When?
I take a shower.
Did you brush your hair today?
I never brush my hair.
He just lets it dry naturally.
I just do that.
Now, Josh, talk about a
smells.
Wait a minute. Josh, talk about a typical. He
I
smells
never
fine
smell.
from here.
Hey, I got the shower in the can. It's all good.
Okay. Josh, talk about a typical evening for you and Dana. What's it like?
Okay. I'm always looking to get some, and she never is.
That's not true.
She's always tired.
She's work,
no.
And I want to relax.
She's always
and
tired.
go to sleep.
She's always tired.
Now, maybe if I had something to look forward to, you get
Right, maybe if he was cleaned up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, that probably.
Now, Josh, wait, Josh. How often would you prefer it? Give us a number.
All the time.
All the time. So constantly, basically.
What do I look like? I mean, come on.
All right. Anything though that turns you off about Dana?
Okay, her body. Okay.
What's the matter with her body?
Okay, my ex-girlfriend that I went out with, she had the most rockin' hard body. I mean, I'm sorry, you look good and everything.
Yeah, and you
but
compare to my ex-boyfriend too.
Oops.
Right.
So be specific about her body. What's the matter?
Well, she could tone up the gut and the not like
gut.
it's bad or anything. It's just
The gut, okay.
Okay, but you can do a little tone. Don't lose the buns. We like the back. That's
You
all
just
good.
wanted a little time.
Yeah, just a little.
Now, Dana, obviously different wavelengths as far as it comes to the bedroom. What about in other areas with your relationship?
Me and Josh have nothing in common except for work.
That's
He
it?
gets up at 5 a.m. He goes surfing. He spends his day eating like 6 times a day. I like to sleep
I gotta
in.
feel the gut,
All right, you're hanging out at the house.
Yeah, I like to relax, do my own thing. He just doesn't compromise.
So there's just not a lot of things that bring you together.
No, that's not true. If I want to
Miss-
come home, eat some Taco Bell, watch a good
Yeah.
watch a good football
Taco
game
Bell's
or something.
disgusting.
He
I
never
can't
wants
stand
to
it.
do that.
So is he not into sports at all other than his surfing?
No, not really.
Yeah?
He'll watch a Laker game
I'll watch some
occasionally.
things with her,
and
but
it's not
she's
my whole
all
life,
the
but
time.
That's my hobby. That's what I enjoy.
All right, Josh, what's the one thing you want Dana to do in this relationship?
Get off that damn cell phone.
What are you talking about?
On the phone, always.
You calling me half the time.
I'm
What
with
do you
you. How
expect?
can I call you? It's ridiculous.
That's
You're always
not
on the
true.
phone.
I
It's
turn
ringing
it
off the
off.
hook. No, there's no time alone.
When we
Absolutely
spend time
no
together,
time alone.
I put the phone away.
No.
Now, Dana, when it comes to him paying attention to you and being attentive, where does he rank there?
He does not leave me alone.
What, he's always...
He's always wanting me to sit on his lap. He's always kissing me. We go out somewhere and he's doing this type of thing.
So
and
what's the matter with
He's
that?
got his hands all over me. And that's fine every once in a while, but
There's nothing the matter with that.
no.
What,
it's-
too much pawing
it's
on
too
you
much
constantly?
Public display of affection. Save that for our time together.
For those
What
private-
our
You don't
time
need to
together?
share it with the
There
world.
is no...
That's
With
not
the ringing of the phone, there's no our time
Oh.
together. Oh, come on.
Now, Dana, on those moments when you do actually want to spend some time getting really close with Josh, what's it like for you?
That's the special time. I have to give him that much. He's an excellent listener. No matter what I have to tell Josh, he's not going to judge me. He's not going to criticize me. He'll just listen.
That's very important, sure.
That's what moved us. to
And
this
Josh, why are you and Dana coming on the show today?
Well, we've been friends for a long time, and we're kind of deciding whether we need to evaluate whether we're going to be good friends with no problems or a relationship with problems.
All right, and that's what we're going to sort through here.
Absolutely.
Now, here's where it gets interesting because coming up, Josh and his date got pretty wild during their 3-day date with 3 strippers. All the details are next. Josh and Dana. Now, Josh planned a weekend trip with his date to check their compatibility. He actually wanted to go away with a more athletic woman who'd take her sense of adventure but leave her cell phone at home. So we found him a runner who has a cell phone, but she refuses to give out the number. Please welcome Erin Crowley. Hi, Erin. Good to see you. All right, have a seat. And Josh, let me start with you because you were worried about this compatibility issue. Any clue before you actually started the date how you thought things would go?
Well, her message right from the get-go set me off to the fact that she said, I don't have a cell phone, I don't have a pager, so just reach me at home, and I'm the complete total stranger that you're hooking up with. And I thought she was really cool right from the start.
So you thought that was a
Absolutely.
good start? No electronics at all whatsoever?
Nothing. Real
I
simple,
have
real
friends,
cool.
maybe you don't.
She has plenty of friends.
Now, Erin, what about you, though? Because when you talked to him on the phone, he wanted you to go away for a weekend. What did you think about that?
I thought it was great. I mean, we talked for about just like 5 minutes really quickly, and he told me he liked to surf and snowboard, so we're gonna hit the mountains.
So you were good to go with the plan?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, Josh, explain how you actually met up with Erin.
Well, she met me at work at the bar, and I was back in the back, and I came out, and my buddies.
You met her at our work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice.
and the other. And the.
You work with nice guys, by the way.
So Erin got to meet everybody, I take it.
Well,
okay.
they said right from the start, they're like, your date's here, and she's hot, and I looked out, and I was like, oh yes. Nice. I was stoked.
Josh, you said you're not turned on by Dana's body, and here's your chance to show what she's lacking. Go ahead.
Well, this right here, she's got a runner's body. She's got hard abs. She's just going off all over the place. She's beautiful. Whereas Dana, you could use a little bit. No, you know.
Yeah.
Work.
I think I compare.
Somewhat.
Now, Erin, let's talk about his appearance. Were you excited when you saw him? Obviously, he was really excited when he saw you.
Well, the first thing I thought is that he needs to cut his hair.
Okay, you didn't like that.
Just a little bit. I just think he'd be better looking with a little shorter hair.
It's not
But he has a
gonna
great
happen.
smile, and he was carrying this big rack of bar glasses. He has awesome arms.
So he was looking pretty physical?
Yeah, he looked great.
Now, Josh, you guys are heading for the mountains. You got a long ride, 5 hours in the car. What was the conversation like?
Conversation was great. I mean, right from the get-go, we had 3 hours, probably not even having radio on. I mean, we talked about the future. She's traveled a lot. She wants to work on a cruise ship, and Dana probably doesn't ever want to leave her small town, and she'll stick around here
How
forever.
would you know?
I think.
You never want to go anywhere.
You
with
never
me.
want to go anywhere.
So, Erin, you guys finally get there. Had to be a little bit late when you finally got there. Did you guys go straight to bed, or what was going on?
I went straight to bed. It was.
You better not
It
go
was
straight
4 a.m. No, it was 4 a.m. I went straight to bed. But Josh, I don't think he needs sleep.
I had to charge,
Like he was
you know?
he was just awake.
Right.
Does
Go
he
big.
never sleep?
No,
Thank
not
you.
at all.
So, Erin, next morning you get up, you go snowboarding. What was turning you on? What did you find attractive about Josh?
Well, Josh was like my personal snowboard instructor. He was patient with me.
Yeah.
He was just so kind, and he was encouraging me. Really, qualities that are hard to find in a man. Dana, I think you're lucky. He's totally awesome.
Well, thank you.
Now, Josh, talk to us about your favorite part about snowboarding with Erin. What was going on?
Okay, even though you have all the gear on, the heavy clothes, you could still, from lifting her up, touch her and feel that she has this great body and just holding her, and it was really, really nice.
Now, Erin, it sounds like Josh is obviously falling for you here. What were you thinking?
I was thinking about his tongue ring. I've always wanted to kiss a guy with a tongue ring. I've never kissed a guy with
So you knew it was clanging around in there, so that had you wondering. Now, Dana, you complain that Josh is always dirty. What about after a day on the slopes out there? Do you think he showered afterwards?
Oh, not a chance.
No. Josh?
I bet he didn't shower.
Wait, let's ask Josh.
Okay,
Did you shower?
I totally would have, but the
But?
the hot water ran out in the place. I used a towel, you know, a wash rag, and I tried to get it all clean. You know, I did the best that I could.
I see. Now, Erin, you're going to dinner with him afterwards. Did you suspect that he might not be too clean?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
He smelled great. He had cologne on. He smelled great.
All right, you know, one of those kind of baths. Just spray away. Now, Josh, You're going to the restaurant. How close did it get that she could tell how good you smelled?
Okay, well, she was the meat in the best friend sandwich in the back seat there.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it's my buddy, my best friend Johnny and I, and we were back there, and we were trying to I was rubbing her a little bit. Johnny, no.
Okay.
But I was rubbing her a little bit. She was kind of sore from the mountains and just kind of.
You were rubbing her, were ya?
She felt great.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Now, Josh, what about the idea? Did you think that Erin's romantic appetite would be closer to what you're looking for?
You know, she was a little conservative, like Dana, because one of my buddies brought a few strippers up. They were friends of his.
Strippers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were strippers there.
Yes. But
A few? How many is a few?
There was three. There was three of them. And she.
There you go.
They were doing a little bit. No, they did a little bit of a wet T-shirt kind of thing, and she
nice.
wasn't into it at all.
Right.
But that's kind of similar
That's
to
real
Dana.
nice
I was
to
a
bring
little
your
concerned.
date along with 3 strippers.
She did.
I'm sure she appreciated that.
Well, obviously
fine with it.
she was a little bit conservative. Now, Josh, when you look back at the date, anything you would have done differently, though?
I would have kicked my friend out of bed. Johnny was in bed with us. The 3 of us were talking.
Wow.
And he needed to leave, because then that would have been the best time for like a nice kiss or something like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Josh, what about with you and Erin? Any awkward moments between the two of you?
The only awkward moment was probably when we were leaving, and it was kind of a hug situation, and I didn't know whether to kiss, and then I thought of her at the last moment, and I kind of got weirded out a little bit. So we kissed on the cheek kind of thing and hug, and that was it.
And Josh, besides the obvious things that we heard, but for you, how was this first date different than other first dates that you've had?
Well, just it was deeper. I mean, it was great. We just, right from the beginning, conversation was excellent. I mean, this girl is awesome. You can totally get along with her right from the start.
All right, very nice. Very interesting date, to say the least. Well, Josh didn't kiss Erin because he was thinking about Dana. Did Dana have the same dilemma? We're going to find out next. Stay tuned. Just heard about Josh's date with Erin, and now it's Dana's turn. She wanted her date to be a sports fan who wouldn't cling to her and didn't have dirt and sand clinging to him. So the guy we found says he runs right from the track practice that he does every day straight into the shower. Please welcome Brian Abney. Hey, Brian. How you doing? Good to see you. Dana, let me start with you because you said you and Josh don't have a whole lot in common. How did you and Brian sort of pair up?
Oh, from the first second we talked on the phone, it was like 45 minutes. We talked about everything. Sports. We both had the idea to go to Santa Barbara. There was really no awkward silence you sometimes have, like the first time you meet someone. It was really smooth.
So a lot of things were clicking. And what about you, Brian? Other things that you found that you and Dana had in common?
Well, it was kind of funny because we both have some mutual friends. So after that great conversation we had, hung up, dialed up my friends right away and said, "Hey, what you look like?"
Oh, you're getting the scoop before you actually saw her.
They said I was set, so it was great.
Oh, that's good. Now, Brian, after you saw her, do you agree with your friends? Were they right?
Oh my gosh, she showed up at my house and wow. I mean, she had a great body. She was wearing these tight black pants, yellow shirt, showing her midriff a little bit. She had a tight stomach, tight butt, nice chest. Everything was great.
So you liked the whole package.
Seems to be satisfied.
Now, Dana, how about Brian? When you were sizing him up, how did he do?
Oh, he looked good, like he does right now.
Looks like Sugar Ray or something. I don't know.
He dressed really sharp. He had a nice outfit on. I love the eyebrow ring. It's very sexy.
All right, so you like that?
Yeah, very clean cut.
Now, Dana, what would you say was the least sexy thing about him?
He wore a lot of jewelry, a little bit more than I would have expected. You know, a lot of silver,
She hasn't
couple
seen
rings.
it all yet. So.
Oh, really?
Yet? But no, a little too much. A little too much for me.
Now, Brian, Josh and Erin had a big 5-hour ride to the mountains to go snowboarding, rather, and you guys went on a couple-hour ride yourself. How would you describe that?
Well, you know, it was kind of awkward at first. We were a little nervous. We weren't quite sure how to act. We wanted to impress each other. It was our first blind date. It was kind of a weird situation.
So, yeah, it can be a little uncomfortable, right?
Absolutely.
And Dana, when did you sense that you guys were actually loosening up?
Once we got to the miniature golf, we both kind of realized we're very competitive. So we kind of had that connection. It was a really good time. Josh doesn't really like to do that type of stuff with
Sure
me.
I do.
He's not as competitive.
You just don't give it a chance.
We don't click in that way.
Right, so you had a nice activity
Yeah,
to go after.
definitely.
Now, Brian, could you sense there, or did she give you any clues that she was starting to loosen up a little bit?
Well, you know, it got more comfortable as the date went on. I wanted to give her a test, so I took her to the arcade. I wanted to see how mature I was
date
going to
at the
have to
arcade,
ask.
all right.
Listen to John Lennon over here. Anyway, so I wanted to give her this test to see how mature I was going to have to act for the rest of the date.
Right.
And, you know, she was way into it. We played some air hockey. She kicked my butt. We played some video games. You know, we just had a good
He was
time.
a good sport. Definitely.
And Brian, anything about Dana, though, that you thought about that would make her a keeper?
You know, she's really into sports, and being an athlete myself, I mean, I think we have that a lot in common. She understands not only the competition side of it, but also the time that you have to put into it. So it was great. She's a great
He's very
girl.
dedicated.
Now, Dana, anything that you noticed about Brian that you'd say Josh is missing?
Brian's very motivated. He has a lot of
Josh
goals.
is motivated.
I'm definitely motivated.
Brian, he goes to school. He has a 4.2. He's extremely smart. He wants to be a paramedic. Josh kind of floats around, doesn't really know
Okay,
exactly
now where's
where
your
he wants to be.
motivation? You're in the exact same place.
Oh, that's
miss
completely
motivation?
untrue.
Dana, you said earlier that you hate when Josh is all over you, public displays of affection. What about Brian? Did he have a hands-off policy, or was he the same?
No, there was no hands-off policy. He didn't need me sitting on his lap or anything like that. But I really liked the way that he'd kind of lead me into a room whenever we'd go somewhere, just kind of put his hand on my back.
So he had a nice balance of what was
Yes,
going on there.
definitely.
Right, it was much more subtle.
Didn't make me feel uncomfortable, so that was good.
Now, Brian, Josh says that Dana eats Taco Bell. Did you guys hang out there? Did you eat there, or where did you go?
Well, actually, I really like Taco Bell myself, but that's not where we stopped.
Oh, okay.
We stopped at this nice place in the harbor, in Santa Barbara Harbor, and it was a seafood restaurant. From what I've heard, she doesn't like seafood, but she tried swordfish with me, so I don't know what his deal is.
You never try any kind of seafood. You don't.
Well,
even...
she was being adventurous
You eat
that
those
night.
disgusting things.
Now, Dana, did you guys take in more of the coastline after dinner?
Yeah, we did. We walked along the pier after we ate, and we stopped and had some dessert. We shared a mud pie. Josh would never share a dessert with me.
Brian, here's a question for you. How many times did Dana's cell phone go off while you were together?
You know, we were together for 8 hours. The date lasted from 5 to like 1, and I didn't even know she had a cell phone until she pulled it out to check her messages, and you know, that's not a big deal to me.
I think I checked them maybe once.
So no interruptions whatsoever.
That's ridiculous.
Say it there. She put it away.
Oh yeah,
It's the
puts it
same
away
way
for
with
him.
you.
It is not even the same
Yes,
way.
it is.
There's no way. No.
Dana, I understand that you guys went to a bar afterwards. Tell us what that was like.
Actually, it was really nice. It kind of was a nice mellow end to the evening. We did a lot of talking, looked into each other's eyes a lot, which was nice.
All right, Brian,
for
it's
me.
time to say goodbye at this point. Did you put the moves on or what?
Well, you know, it was getting to that point. You got, you know, that little awkward moment, and I gave her a hug, and I was going to go in for the kiss, but she kind of pulled away. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
Yeah. Now, Dana, we heard how Josh was respectful of you when he said goodbye to Erin. Were you thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I was on the same wavelengths there. I wasn't quite sure, you know, you get that little feeling. I kind of leaned back a little bit, but then at the last second, I put my hand up and I leaned in and gave him a nice slow kiss.
Now, Josh, you held back with Erin. Now, how do you feel after you heard what Dana just said?
That's poor.
I didn't go away with him for the weekend. I didn't sleep in a bed with him.
I was
Right.
respectful.
Well, Josh had the friend, the strippers, and the whole works, and he got
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean, come
kiss.
on.
That's
Yeah.
all. All right, well, who's going to be friends and who's going to be lovers? Stick around because we're going to find out. Josh and Dana's decisions are next. We're here to find out what conclusion Josh and Dana have made for each other about the future of their relationship. They started out as friends, became co-workers, then 4 months ago they became lovers. They both had more than friendly dates, so what are they going to do? Let's find out. And Dana, we're going to get your decision first. You guys have known each other for a long time, but you've had some problems since you started dating. We sent you out with Brian. You guys had a fun trip down to Santa Barbara. You had a little kissing at the end. You shared together. Your decision is what?
Well, from the get-go, I wasn't quite sure about Brian. I didn't know exactly how comfortable I'd be, but then things really seemed to click. We had a great time. What me and Josh have is really special, though. On the other hand, I think I'm going to have to give it another try with Brian. I'm going to have a change of heart.
Change of heart. Brian, does that work for you? You're good? Okay. All right, Josh. Dana says she's had a change of heart. Now, you went out with Erin. You guys had a really long road trip to go snowboarding, got along really well, had some fun. Your strippers were involved in your date and the whole works. What do you say?
Well, I wrestled with this decision for a while, risking a relationship and a friendship with Dana. And when I saw Erin walk out here again, I I just had to have a change of heart.
Change of heart. And Erin, does that work for you? You're okay with that too? All right, well, hopefully you both had a change of heart, so that means you can both stay friends and we'll all go snowboarding or something together. That's our show for today. Good luck to Erin and Josh and Brian and Dana, and we'll see you next time right here on Change of Heart.